kind of moving on from there, I mean, what are some ways that you can wow with your cake, like from a like latest trends perspective?
Yeah, so there's a huge spectrum of trends. So there's still the naked cakes are still very popular, or what I like to refer to as the peekaboo naked cake. So some people love the almond buttercream, or they want to have, icing on the cake, but they like the look of it. So we put the icing on and then we take it off just in kind of random spots.
Oh, cool.
So it's mostly covered, but there's some little cake peekabooing through it. So it looks really great, and it's really awesome in a rustic atmosphere, as well as like, some of these warehouses that have been renovated for spots. And so we've got exposed brick and plaster, and we also have exposed cake and buttercream. So it really looks good together. So naked cakes are really popular, but then also what is on trend is edible flowers, and I don't mean sugar flowers, I mean real organic flowers.
Oh.
So, you've got daisies and pansies and all that kind of stuff. And when you apply them to the buttercream, they almost become a little bit translucent. So you can kind of scatter them all over the cake and make a pretty pattern, so it looks really organic. And it
That's cool.
Yeah, so you could eat them if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
cool.
They're food safe. So
Yeah, that'd be awesome for like a garden wedding.
Yeah,
or
it's
Exactly.
very bohemian.
Yeah.
right?
Very bohemian. There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. And of course, lots of greenery. People love, simple white or cream colored with a lot of greenery kind of coming through and things kind of cascading on it. Metallics are still popular. Those have not gone out of style. And
They've been around for a while, but I like it. I like it. I want them to stick around.
They have. And really, like, color on cake is still very popular. So don't be afraid to add some color onto the cake. And sometimes people don't want to be eating, colored icing or colored fondant. So, they'll just do details of it, but don't be afraid to throw some color on there as well.
When you say color, do you mean like watercolor, or do you mean like, what?
So like watercolor isn't too much on point anymore, but it is more like...
What do I know? Geode cakes are still really cool too, right?
You're out, Ryan.
Yeah. Dominica's like, get out of here.
Anything like if you want your cake to be hunter green, or if you want your cake to have, I'm not going to say it, but I will, blush. That's done a lot. So a lot of people like to just kind of have some color on their cake. So,
Gotcha.
like one tier is navy blue, and then, everything else is going to be some gold or some white and, accents like that. Or blush. Blush is still very popular as well.
Yes.
So she's going to be around for a while.
I think so.
Sure, yeah, she's going to be around. But yeah, those are really the things that are in trend. And then tall things and shaped things, things that are maybe exaggerated. Those are definitely on trend as well. So that makes it interesting because you don't have to just do stack upon stack of the same old stuff. So
That's awesome.
we like to see it in cakes that have some movement to them. I love to do that. So
Yeah.
I love the rotating cake. I love, things that have some stagger to them. So we love to kind of change things up a little bit so that it's just not a straight stack plain cake kind of going on.
I love that. It adds a lot of dimension.
It does.
Just some more excitement to it.
It does. And I think, again, getting back to what you said about the cake being kind of one of the centerpieces or the focal point, it gives your guests something to kind of anticipate and look at. And, it makes for a real memorable time at the wedding for sure.
Yeah, that's perfect.